Cancer does not begin with pain. It does not begin with a hospital visit. It begins quietly, inside one cell. Long before symptoms appear, long before a diagnosis, the process may already have started. And that's why awareness matters. Right now, inside your body, trillions of cells are working quietly to keep you alive. They grow, they divide, they replace old and damaged cells. And most of the time, everything runs perfectly. But sometimes cancer begins the moment one tiny thing goes wrong. It doesn't start as a large tumor. It doesn't happen overnight. It starts inside a single cell with a small change in its DNA. DNA is like the instruction manual for your body. It tells each cell when to grow, when to divide, and when to stop. It even tells damaged cells when to shut themselves down to protect the body. Normally, cells follow these instructions carefully. There are built-in go signals that tell cells to grow, and stop signals that tell them to slow down or stop dividing. This balance keeps your body healthy. But sometimes DNA becomes damaged. This damage can come from cigarette smoke, too much sunlight, harmful chemicals, certain infections, or even simple mistakes that happen when cells divide. Most of the time, your body repairs this damage immediately. Your cells are constantly fixing small errors to keep you safe. However, if the damage is not repaired correctly, the mistake becomes permanent. This permanent change is called a mutation. Many mutations are harmless, but if a mutation affects the genes that control cell growth, the consequences can be serious. Imagine if the brakes in a car suddenly failed. The car would keep moving even when it should stop. That's similar to what happens when the stop signals in a cell are damaged. Or imagine if the accelerator gets stuck. The cell keeps receiving signals to divide over and over again. Now the cell begins multiplying without control. Instead of working together with surrounding cells, it acts independently. It ignores warning signs. It refuses to shut down, and it keeps dividing. As more abnormal cells are created, they form a small cluster. Over time, that cluster grows into a lump called a tumor. Some tumors are harmless and stay in one place, but cancerous tumors behave differently. They invade nearby tissues, pushing into healthy areas and disrupting normal function. As the tumor grows, it needs fuel, so it sends out signals that attract new blood vessels. These vessels bring oxygen and nutrients, helping the tumor grow even larger. In more advanced stages, some cancer cells break away from the original tumor. They enter the bloodstream or lymphatic system, the body's transportation networks. Through these pathways, they can travel to distant organs. When they settle somewhere new and begin growing again, this is called metastasis. And this spreading is what makes cancer especially dangerous. Throughout this entire process, your immune system is fighting back. It constantly searches for abnormal cells and destroys many of them before they ever become a threat. In fact, your body likely eliminates potentially cancerous cells more often than you realize. But cancer cells can adapt. Some develop ways to hide from the immune system. Others weaken the body's defenses. This allows them to survive and continue multiplying. Cancer usually takes years to develop. It is often the result of multiple mutations building up over time. That's why lifestyle choices matter. Avoiding smoking, protecting your skin from excessive sun exposure, staying physically active, eating balanced meals, limiting alcohol, and getting regular medical checkups can significantly reduce the risk of many cancers. At its core, cancer begins with a single cell that loses control. A small change, a damaged instruction, a system that stops working properly. What starts as one abnormal cell can eventually affect entire organs and even the whole body. But understanding how cancer begins gives us power. It helps doctors detect it earlier. It helps researchers develop better treatments. And it helps each of us make choices that lower our risk. because cancer may begin with one cell, but knowledge can protect millions. If this video helped you understand cancer a little better, share it with someone who needs to see it. You never know who it might help. And if you want more clear, science-based explanations about how your body works, subscribe and stay connected. Because the more you understand your body, the better you can protect it.